One of the principals of 4 companies that are sponsoring these events. We're putting on educational workshops for the benefit of the clients that we have and for their guests and their friends. There are no products sold at these workshops. We very much want for you to be in an environment where you can ask questions, where you're not in any danger of being sold anything. We have a law firm, Scott Berry Law Firm is an attorney that we have sponsoring these events. He's done a few of these workshops, talking to people about contracts, independent contracts, what you need to know about estate planning, some very good things. I've done some workshops all about wealth management and wealth strategies, and we passed out a flyer that we'll introduce later, a couple months from now. Also, we have Action Coach representatives here. They are business coaches. So our plan is we want to bring the legal, the business coaching, the wealth management, and the tax management all together for the benefit of the people that we know. Our speaker is Derek Bertolas. For those of you that do not know Derek, a little bit about him. He and his partner, Jenny Pekula. Derek and Jenny started their firm about 11 years ago, and they have a couple more of their CPAs here today. These CPAs and the Bertolas and Pekula firm have done an awesome job of helping people think creatively about what they can do. CPA is helping people think creatively. Did I say that again? To help them see different ways to do things to really help them in the situations that we're in today. Taxes are something that's not only here today, but they're going to continue to be here in a bigger and bigger way that impact our lives. So Derek and Jenny have a firm from 11 years. Derek has several designations, graduated from Mankato State. He is a CPA, a CMA, and a CFM. CPA, of course, is the public accounting. The CMA, he is a management accounting and also has designations in financial management. So he's got those 3 designations behind his name. He's an accomplished motivational speaker. And you must be an accomplished motivational speaker if you're speaking on the subject of taxes. He's recently given a couple workshops. Talked about how Scott has done. He's done some workshops on real estate, specifically all the tax ramifications of the short selling. There's been a lot of that going on, short selling, and also in budgeting and understanding financial statements. Derek's done a wonderful job. He's married to his wife, Janet, a doctor, who specializes in Derek's psychology. Excuse me, child psychology.
Same thing.
Yes. 2 wonderful hockey-playing daughters, Kinsey and Monty. And I know they go by longer.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the short version, 11 and 8. So please help me welcome, in the more than 10 words I used,
Without any further ado, real quick, we're going to go over the goals for the seminar because we have some very specific goals we want to accomplish. Obviously, we want to help you save some money. So some of the things we'll be talking about today will help you save money in 2010, and definitely some of the stuff we'll be talking about save you some money in the future. But a big part of this thing is just give you some information. You know, we're going to tell you a little bit about how the IRS works and what they're looking for, and why some of these crazy tax laws are happening and what's going on in Washington, D.C., hopefully. Because we want your business to be successful, and that's the end of it. That's the key part of this. And cost-effective, free, interactive education. Some of the major issues we're going to discuss, obviously estate tax. That's a hot topic right now. There's stuff going on in Washington, D.C. They're thinking about making some tax law changes, maybe possibly. We'll see what happens there. We got Roth Conversions. A lot of people are talking about Roth Conversions because they really changed the rules a lot for this year. But I'm going to tell you some pros and cons about that. We also have healthcare legislation. Believe me, there's 2,000 pages of healthcare legislation. We're gonna stick with the tax ramifications and how that's going to affect some of the things like HSAs and limits and things like that. We got the HIRE Act. That's still in effect through the end of the year, and it's a really neat way to save some money on hiring employees that have been unemployed. If we have time, we got Minnesota Taxation. in any presentation, you gotta have some filler. That's filler. Minnesota taxation, how does it affect you? Taxes are high in Minnesota, that's all you need to know. We got some IRS issues, because in that healthcare legislation, they're funding a lot of new IRS agents. Hey, there's also some good stuff. And then number 8 is, they did what? What did they do in Washington, D.C. this past week to kind of turn this whole thing on its ear? I was going to have a little skit at the beginning of this, but my brother Dan took a lot of time. And the skit was going to be, I was going to pretend to get a phone call from someone in Washington, D.C., and then I was going to call out the whole speech, because obviously they've changed everything. And there isn't a Taxnami anymore, but I know that's probably the number one thing everybody wants to talk about. Now I'm going to save some time at the end, and we will discuss what's going to happen, and then possibly is it going to happen, how it's going to affect people, and all that good stuff. We got a couple nice, we're going to start with the state taxes, and my partner Jenny cringes every time I start talking about estate taxes. Mainly because 2010, this is the number 1 tip, probably a good time to die, isn't it?